Hey guys, we are back outside today. We're just gonna do a couple of projects in the garden today. First thing is we're going to cover up this cardboard with some topsoil that I bought so that the neighbors can stop giving me the side eye as they're walking by on their daily strolls. We're still not gonna plant this up just yet because I still am waiting for more plants to come, but we'll wet down the cardboard and put some topsoil on top so that it's a little more a little less unsightly, I guess we could say. Want to play nice with the neighbors, right? And then the other thing we're going to do today is I want to plant out the cosmos and the stock that we started from seed. They've been acclimating outside for the past few days and it's time to get them in the ground. Those are the two major projects that I want to try and get done this morning before I head to my shift. Getting this cardboard covered up is going to be a good idea, not just to be more friendly with the neighbors, but it's been so windy here. We've had cardboard flying all over the place. I'm going to show you guys. The day after I put this cardboard down, I came home from work and I had to tack it all. There was cardboard all over, up and down the street. I was chasing cardboard down and you see I had to put some more stuff down to try and hold it down. And I think I'm still missing some pieces, but we still have some more cardboard. So it's gonna be really good to get this covered up. It'll help continue to kill the grass and it will stop the cardboard from blowing all over the place. Just wanna wet it down before I take all of this stuff off. It's not so windy today, but I don't want the wind to pick up and then I end up having to chase cardboard all over the place. And having the cardboard wet down is going to help it break down faster, again, when it's under the soil. The other thing I'm excited about with this garden bed that I didn't anticipate initially, but this is a good tip for garden design in general. This is right outside the front window. And when I'm inside, it doesn't look great now because it's just a bunch of cardboard, but I realize this is going to be a really nice garden bed that we're going to have a great view of from the inside. So I wasn't thinking about that, but that's something to keep in mind for the future. Yes, you want the garden to look beautiful on the outside, but we spend a lot of time inside too, and having good sight lines, paying attention to what you're seeing from the inside out is also really important. So I'm really excited how this is going to turn out in the next couple of years. Right now it doesn't look like much and we know it's going to be slow to really reach its full potential, but in the next 2-3 years, I think it's going to look really awesome. Want to put back some of the pieces that kind of flew away from our planned area. See guys, this is why it's a good idea to get outside and actually talk with your neighbors. So the neighbor just came over, or she just came outside, so I stopped to just say hello and let her know, like, don't worry, I'm covering everything up today. And I think my mom or my aunt had explained to her what it was, and she said, oh, I just had no idea what you were doing because I'd never seen anything like this. And I explained to her, yes, I'm just putting down the cardboard to smother the grass. I'm going to put some dirt on top and then we're going to plant this up so it's going to look really nice. And she's like, oh yes, it's going to look beautiful. So now she's totally on board, very happy with the project. So, sometimes people just don't understand what you're doing. I think especially when you know, you're doing different things, if you're going to be trying to plant native plants, things that people aren't used to, I think people are just curious a lot of times. But once you explain, once they understand what's going on, I think more often than not, people get on board. So now we are neighbor approved. Okay, I'm actually not at all sure that I have enough topsoil to cover everything, but we'll start with what we have and then we'll keep going from there if we need to. So right now I'm just using some topsoil because most of the plants that I'm going to be putting in here aren't going to need very enriched soil. I'm trying to stick with mostly native plants for this area, so they don't need a whole bunch of enrichment. In fact, some of them don't actually like that. They're adapted to soil that is just doing its own thing, doesn't have a bunch of compost, lots of organic matter. So the idea, at least for now, is I'm just gonna cover with some topsoil. I will probably amend the soil along the way as we go along, but for now, we're just gonna put some topsoil down. We're definitely going to need more. I probably could have / should have bought this in bulk, but I honestly didn't know exactly how much I would need. You could do the math and figure out how much I needed for this area specifically, but I have other projects that I want to do in the garden that might require a bulk delivery of compost or topsoil, but I haven't really nailed those down yet, and I didn't want to hold up this project for other projects that I have in the back. So for now, we're just going to continue on with the bags, even though it would be easier and probably cheaper as well if I had done a bulk delivery. But that's the nice thing about using the topsoil as well. It's much less expensive than using actual compost. It immediately gets dirt and boot. Okay, so this was 8 bags of the topsoil, and you can see we're nowhere near done. Well, close, I guess. It's got decent coverage, but we still need to do the whole other side of the tree, and we want there to be a little bit more depth here. I believe the recommendation is usually about 3 to 6 inches if you're going to be building a new garden bed. So you want this to have a little bit more depth. I want it to have better coverage. So Although it's gonna break up my day, what kind of home improvement DIY project would it be if you didn't have to run to the store in the middle of the project? So I think I'm going to pause here. I'm gonna run to the store. I'm not going to look at any plants. I did that last time when I went to pick this stuff up. So I'm just gonna get in, get out, get the topsoil so I can finish this off and hopefully still have enough time to plant the cosmos and the stock. Okay guys, we got it done. Let's take a closer look. So I ended up using a total of 24 bags of the topsoil to get it pretty much all covered. You can see here there's a little bit of cardboard sticking out, but that's because that's where the city's, I don't know what that is, a water meter or something like that is. That's not going to be covered at the end of the day, so that's okay, that's going to be exposed. I'm just kind of halfway covering it for now. And you'll see that some of the edges are a little bit uncovered, which again, I'm okay with. I haven't yet decided how I'm going to edge the bed. I don't know if I'm going to do brick like I have in the rest of the front, mostly because it wasn't really planned, the brick. It just sort of happened haphazardly because that's what we had around. And I don't mind it. I thought about getting some like edging, the metal edging. And I might look into that, but I might just stick with the brick. We'll see. But I'm pretty happy with it overall. I did some more fussing with the cardboard a little bit. This is one of those projects where you could just fuss forever, but I finally made myself stop. And I put this copper bird bath that we initially had in the back, and I moved it out of that spot because it just was never balanced and was always falling in that spot. And it's not perfectly level right now. I'm going to have to actually level it later. But I thought this would be a nice spot for it because the birds did enjoy it when it was in the back. I would see them using it all the time. And as I mentioned before, now that I realize we're going to have a really nice garden bed here that we can see from the front window, I figured it'd be nice to put the bird bath here, let the birds enjoy it. It's under some trees. There'll be some native plantings down here. And then us and the dogs and the cats will get to enjoy looking at the birds using the bird bath. Okay guys, so that's actually going to be it for today. I need to get myself cleaned up and get ready for my shift later this evening. We'll tackle planting the cosmos and the stock tomorrow since I have the day off. So we'll get to that and hopefully a couple of other projects as well. Thanks for coming along with me as we continue to revamp the garden, make it more beautiful and more wildlife friendly as well. Hopefully soon we'll be able to actually put some plants into the ground. So stay tuned for that. And as always, I hope everyone gets a chance to get outside and enjoy your garden. Until next time, guys. Bye. Bye.